Thank you very much. I have been sitting here and listening to those who have spoken before here, and I felt that I was in a party somewhere. I'm very delighted to be back again here in Washington, D.C. The last time I was here, so about 2 years ago. We came here in February of 2020 with President Uhuru Kenyatta for the prayer breakfast here. And President Moi passed on when we were here in DC. And President Uhuru Kenyatta had to rush back home, leaving me here. I went to via Addis Ababa, AU, and back home. We buried Moi, and thereafter, COVID started. Since that time, it has not been possible to come back to this country up to now. Now, as fate would have it, as I was planning to come back here, again, the third president passed on. The second president passed on when I was here. The third president passed on when I was coming here. And therefore, I have to cut short my trip again to go back and bury President Mwai Kibaki. But that is fate. All the same, we are happy to meet all of you again here today and to see a new spirit among the Kenyan Diaspora, the United States. At the moment, I want to tell you that we are having serious challenges back at home. You know that the COVID has been with us for the last 2 years. It has brought a lot of suffering, devastated the economy. Some businesses have collapsed. There are a lot of problems. Secondly, the war in Ukraine, thousands of kilometers away from our borders, it's also having a very major negative effect on our economy. As you know that Kenya exports tea, coffee, cut flowers, fruits, and so on to those destinations. So at the moment, we are actually losing a market of over $100 million because of that. And then there's, of course, the drought. And as a result of all these prices of essential commodities like unga, like gasoline, and so on have gone up. But Kenyans are actually feeling the weight. That is what is there right now, but Swahili wanasema ati baada ya dhiki. Yeah. We are also now, as you have also all said here, facing an election in just about 90 days' time. And as you know, we are representing here a movement which is called Azimio, Umoja, One Kenya coalition. One of the biggest coalition that has ever been assembled together in our region, very close to what we call NAC. Azimio has brought together 25 different political parties. And all these parties have come together and have come up with a real manifesto and a program for change in our country. All that we want is a peaceful campaigns. We want a peaceful campaign and peaceful elections. So far, things have moved smoothly up to where we are. Barring a very nasty accident, an incident, recently somewhere in Usingishu. When we were supposed to, we went to attend a funeral of a friend of mine, late Mr. Kiboro. And then some goons were hired. And those goons actually wanted to kill us. came, and the attack was vicious. Why not for just the actions of the police officers? The damage could have been much more devastating. You saw what they did to our choppers and so on. But it was something that was properly planned. The police managed to arrest 15 goons that evening, with bundles of money that had been given, and weapons that we were supposed to use. Unfortunately, we did not go at the time they expected us to go there. I received information early in the morning that they had been hired to go there and come and heckle me and then attack me at the funeral. I decided to go when the funeral service was over. The people were burying. Now our adversaries have tried very many things. They came up with first a very divisive ideology, or that, it is the rich versus the poor, the dynasties versus the hustlers. But that itself has not changed. Then they now came up with what they call bottoms up. I'm expert in political demagoguery. But as you know, a demagogue can actually cause a lot of harm to a country. I know, I lived in Germany for a long time. And I came there after just about 15 years of Hitler's devastation. Hitler came out during the period of depression. And he came out and said that he had the solution to the German problems. Give me 10 years, and I will give you a new Germany. Yes, in 10 years he gave them a new Germany. That was the Germany that they could not recognize. It was in ruins. It was in ruins. And of course, he was coming up with all sorts of slogans. Esh Arya, the pure Aryan race. And Germany that will be able to conquer the rest of the world, and so on. So he was able to inspire people to destruction. You know what Idi Amin did to Uganda? You know what Jan Badel Bokassa, the last empire, did to South African Republic? So I think this is a kind of experiment that we must try to avoid. We and Azimio are certain and sure that barring any very serious catastrophe, victory is on the side of Azimio and Umoja. I've been saying, our country has had two liberations. The first liberation ended the colonial rule and brought political independence to our country after many years of colonial subjugation. Then, after that, a new independent regime came into the country, but through a succession of amendments to the Constitution, they established a very authoritarian dictatorial system where the people came, which brought a lot of suffering to our people. We Kenyans are again to go back to the trenches to struggle for a second liberation. That came after many years of struggle. The second liberation came through the promulgation of a new constitution, the new democratic constitution in 2010. But then that still was still enough. We have a new constitution, but Kenyans are not happy. That's why. Because you have not been able to address the issues that made Kenyans first to go to the trenches to fight against colonialism. I was present when they were struggling. And they were saying that we want Mzungu to leave, the African government to take over, to enable us to fight against three major enemies of our people: ignorance, poverty, and disease. 50, 80 years down the road, those enemies are still there. Some of them have even become stronger. And that's when listening to you people here, issues that you've been addressing here are all have got to do with those three major enemies of our people. And the founders of our nation had a dream, a Kenyan dream, like they talk here, this kind of the American dream. The Kenyan dream, you find it in our national anthem. Lord, bless this land of ours. Justice be our shield and defender. We dwell in unity, peace and liberty. Plenty be found within our borders. That's the Kenyan dream. One, a God-fearing nation. That's why you started here with prayer. But the national anthem itself is a prayer. God bless the land of ours. Justice be our shield and defender. Justice can only be a shield and defender if there is democracy in a country. When we dwell in unity, peace and liberty. Unity, people are united. There's no discrimination on the basis of race, of ethnicity, of religion, of gender, of age. People are all equal in unity, peace and liberty. Peace is not just the absence of war. A hungry person is not a peaceful person. Peace and unity, people are united, and liberty. But more importantly, plenty be found within our borders. Plenty be found within our borders. That means a prosperous nation, a developed nation, where people live in prosperity. Nobody sleeps without food, hungry. Nobody sleeps in the street without shelter. Every child has opportunity to get education. And anybody who is well sick can get proper medical attention. That's where we are. And in the Bible, the country where there's plenty is called, that's what I was, that's the Canaan I'm saying, I'm telling you. That Canaan is in our national anthem, is the part of the Kenyan dream. Canaan. But all that plenty was not going to drop like manna from heaven. It was going to be created through the sweat and toil of the Kenyan people. So challenge the Kenyan people, give them opportunity to make that wealth. Our people can create that wealth. And that's why we're saying we want to fight against these three major enemies of our people. And that's why we're saying, yes, through opportunities. First, in terms of the enemy, number one, ignorance. Each and every child born in our country shall get equal opportunity irrespective of socio-economic status of the parents, to get quality education from nursery, primary, secondary, tertiary, up to university level, depending on their God-given abilities. And once they've been trained properly and acquired the skills, they should be able to acquire meaningful jobs where they can be able to earn proper salaries, to be able to transform their socio-economic status and support their parents. Not being told, kazi ni kazi, sukuma wilbara. Hello? 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 Are we together? Yes. That's what you say. And then you will also say that those who want to do businesses, should get opportunity to do business through access to capital, but they don't have to pay any interest for 7 years until those businesses are mature. Kenyans can do it. And we're saying we also want to help our women to do business properly. In terms of agriculture, introduce smart agriculture, which is more rewarding. Make water available so that people do not have to depend on rain-fed agriculture. We can do this in very many ways. We can do it by harvesting rainwater, constructing dams and ponds, so that when it rains, it floods, we can harvest that water and make it available during the drought, period of drought for people. And have also proper assistance, tractor services, seeds, fertilizers for our farmers, so that farming can be actually rewarding in our country. So that country can become self-sufficient in terms of food production. That is one area where we talk about. The other one is value addition to crops coming from agriculture through construction of industries, so that you do processing. You don't just have to be exporting raw materials to other countries for relief. That way you are exporting labor out of the country. That is something that we are talking about. In terms of enemy number 2, which is number 3, health. Yes, she mentioned this here. The other lady, we had talked about here. Health is talking about availability, accessibility, and affordability. It must not just be available, but it must be accessible. We're talking about maternal health care. If it is available, but it is 50 kilometers away, somebody will die before you reach it there. So it needs to be nearer where people are. That's why we are talking about at least level 3 housing facility in each and every sub-county. Then you go there, you go to level 4, level 5, and then you have level 6 in each and every region. And don't just that facilities are available there. There must be doctors, there must be nurses, and there must be medicine and facilities out there. And she gave another example of the high cost of healthcare, which people cannot afford. That's why we say the answer is Baba Care. Baba Care. Universal health care. Each and every Kenyan citizen, the children, the youth, the women, the elderly, all must be under health insurance scheme. Those who cannot pay the premium, the government will help them to pay. So that when they are sick, they can be able to afford Medicare, even if they don't have money. Then the other things is infrastructure. Bring the infrastructure closer. We talked already about water, roads, we talked about electricity. Bring it closer to the people and make it accessible and affordable. Right now, the cost of electricity per unit is 14 US cents. In Egypt, it's 4 cents. People cannot afford it. The one that manufacturers are moving out and going to set up in Egypt and manufacturing there and then sending back to our markets. The other one, manufacturing has almost come to a standstill. Most factories which used to employ 200, 300, 1,000 people are all closed in industrial areas. They've been converted to warehouses, basically storing containers, carrying goods from China. We have exported our jobs to China. People are basically jobless. A few people are traders in our country. We must change this so that our people can be able to get employment. We are talking about textile. You begin from primary, grow cotton, as used to happen, and then have the textile industries. So you begin from the very beginning of raw materials, going up through the value chain to the finished product. That will also give a lot of employment for our people. So now I want to now look at the diaspora. The diaspora. The diaspora. And I've talked to people, and I'm always very frank when I'm talking to the diaspora, because I've been part of you people. Sisi ni kama Waarabu wa Pemba, najuana kwa vilemba. First, let me teach you people a bit. I was very disappointed during the recent voter registration exercise. I was all the time being pressed up. Number one, we want dual citizenship. Two, we want to vote. Want the right to vote. I made too much noise. When we were there at Bomas of Kenya, when our mother Karua here, we were delegates. We were talking on behalf of the diaspora. Professor Makao Mutua there. The diaspora should be allowed to have dual citizenship. Well, yeah. It was not easy, but we pushed it until we got dual citizenship. I agree with you that we need to remove the other discriminating practice there, that you cannot become a diplomat if you are a dual citizen. That we will remove. Hiyo itatoka. Inawezekana. Well, I was disappointed that the whole of the United States of America, only 700 people registered as voters. I said, what a shame. What a shame. Shame on you. Next time, you try better. But now, but I know there is no excuses about that, because I know that in the DC area alone here, there are over 2,000 people resident here, and only 200 registered. The distance, you don't know about distance. Yes, no excuse. But I know what you guys want. The other services, that issue of opening up consular missions. That we will do. We will open them. We have one in Minnesota, have one in Texas, have one in Chicago, have one in Colorado, and so on and so forth. That is easy. That will be done. Okay? Now, the other one, the issue of getting the diaspora more connected to Kenyan economy. Because the remittances that are coming right now are basically remittances to help families. They're not really investments. And as Mr. Shabal told you guys, It partly is the problem of the mistake is with the system there. The government creating proper investment opportunities for the diaspora. Yes. So that you can invest. An investment in Kenya earn you much more than an investment here in the United States. Yes. Bank here, they will give you 3% investment, and you can get 6, 8, 10% back in Kenya. And we require this investment. Kenya does not need aid. What we require is trade and investment. So we want to create a proper, attractive environment first for our own citizens to invest, so that you can be able to reap more benefits out of those investments. Instead of going to go and beg for very expensive loans, short-term, highly expensive loans, high rates of interest, we can have this investment coming from our own citizens. So we are going to create an office for diaspora investment. Help protect your investments and opportunities, and you're going to be shown areas of proper investments. Anywhere you can invest. For example, you're trying to now start up again affordable housing scheme. Affordable housing, proper housing scheme. The government has tried to create a housing fund through a housing levy. The trade unions actually opposed it, and that's why it was not done. We have now had a discussion with GOTU, and they have agreed. So the first thing we're going to do is to create a housing development levy. That will create a fund, a pool, through which we can be able to construct low-cost housing, high quality, and the diaspora can invest in those ones there, back in Kenya. That is going to be an opportunity for the diaspora to invest. So we are telling you people, be like the Jews. The Jews can be third, fourth, fifth generation American, but they're still Jews. And when the mother Israel is in distress, they all answer, they all call back. So this is what I'm telling you people, be like that. You are a Kenyan, whether you are a fourth generation Kenyan here, whether your father came not on the Mayfair, but on the airlift. You're still a Kenyan. You're still a Kenyan, okay? Are we together? So that's why we want to work with you people together to build a new Kenya. The Kenya that we want to build is going to be a Kenya that cares for all her citizens, wherever they live, in Kenya and out of Kenya. And I'm saying, I'm not looking for followers. I'm looking for partners. People with whom we can partner to build the Kenya that our founding fathers wanted. Our founding fathers wanted that Kenya. They said we want a Kenya where everybody is equal. No discrimination. A Kenya where people share everything that they have. A Kenya where nobody sleeps hungry. A Kenya of opportunities, boundless opportunities. We have all those things in our country. Kenya is the cradle of mankind. Only one of the only fossils of humanoid species have been discovered in Kenya. We have got a lot of raw materials. So we are saying that Kenya does not need to be playing in the third league. Kenya needs to be playing in the first league. do not want to be compared with the worst of the world. Oh, look at Somalia. Look at South Sudan. Look at Ethiopia. We are an island of peace in a sea of turmoil. No. Compare Kenya with Kenya's peers, Kenya's equals. At the time of independence in 1963, Kenya's economy was equivalent to that of South Korea. In terms of GDP, in terms of per capita income, in terms of levels of industrialization, in terms of levels of literacy, all the major economic indicators, Kenya and South Korea were equal. 58 years down the road, Korea's economy is 50 times bigger than that of Kenya. When I was Minister for Roads, I went to Korea to ask for assistance to give me equipment for road construction. They gave me $50 million of loan, and we bought equipment there, graders, excavators, tippers, compactors, all manufactured in Korea. Samsung is manufactured in Korea. Daewoo manufactured in Korea. Hyundai manufactured in Korea. You are still struggling to manufacture a needle. Where did the rain begin to beat us? You see, where did the rain begin to beat us? We want to do now what we call leapfrogging, so that you can catch up with our peers like Korea. Don't compare us with these failed economies of the world here. Kenyans compare with the best of the best. That is the route we want to go. And we don't have time to waste. We don't want to have time to waste. We can run, and I'm confident we'll be able to catch up with our peers. And we begin by first and foremost inspiring our diaspora to come forward with us and work together with us. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Then now we have my last one is basically to tell you that when you are here, because the world has become a global village, you can reach Kenya, you can influence what's going on in Kenya on a daily basis. So we want you to be there on your internet, get to the internet, and communicate with the Kenyans. Supply information. Information is even better than the cash you're sending back to Kenya. Tell those Kenyans to believe in one Kenya. To believe in one Kenya irrespective of their ethnic backgrounds. Tell them not to look at each other, to look down upon other than the Kenyan, oh, that's just a woman. Which Kenyan was born by a man without a woman? Which one? See, iko Mkenya ambaye alikuwa ana baba. Kwa kazi ya uzazi, kazi ya mwanaume ni sekunde tu. Azimio. Amedunga na mkwisha yake mkwisha. Mama ndio anabaki na shida. Miezi 9 mzima kama mama anahangaika. Anashani hapo, maragine kichwa na muuma, tumbo na muuma, hali yake mbaya, anatapika. Zaidi ya kuzaa utungu mingi, baadaye kunyonyesha mtoto, mpaka mtoto anaanza kudema na kutembea. Alafu baadaye unasema tu unamuke tu. Pumbavu. must respect our ladies. Give them the respect that they deserve. Azimio. And that's why I talk about affirmative action to lift our women so that we can be able to play a role equal to that of our men. Mko tayari? Mko tuko pamoja? Azimio. Asante sana.
Tusimame tupige makofi. Makofi acha. Asante. Your Excellency, asante sana. Bila umesema kuhusu wanawake ni kweli. Mwanamke ndio namba moja na tunashukuru sana unatusupport. Asante. Tukae chini tafadhali. Mheshimiwa, if you have a little bit of time, we only have 4 questions. So kama unaweza kuuliza hayo maswali manne, labda tungeshukuru. Umetupa ruhusa kuuliza maswali manne? All right, this point